What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 358 of Opinions May Vary. I'm your host, Jayare. My co-host with me, Alex.
Hello.
Alex is on the aux mic today.
Yeah.
If he's a little quiet, I apologize. We have him cranked.
I'll try to really talk better than usual.
Your squigglies are so much smaller than mine, but we're going to work through it. Alex is on the aux mic because we have a full house today. We're joined by two wonderful ladies, Kae and Lauren.
Hello, I'm Lauren.
And I'm Kae. We're doing this out of order.
I was going to say we're already reversed. We're doing great.
Anything, so.
We nailed it. Well, I also could have given you guys like a second after I said each name. That was on me. Don't worry about it.
I had to break the.
We're all professional. This is great.
I go to school for this.
Without a doubt, we have the tea this week, and we're gonna give it to all the listeners. Alex, I'm gonna let you. I'm doing this again. Remember a couple weeks ago, and I was like, "Hey, man, do this without knowing." Who and why and what is happening this week?
There's times usually during our Halloween season where we talk to our makeup friends and people that we've met around the area who do makeup, or I'll catch them somewhere and I'll want to chat them up about things. This is like that, but we're off season, which is actually very better.
It is January.
It's very better for all of us because we're not busy right now. So there's that. But
there's hand motions happening.
I am busy.
Well, yeah. Lauren is very professional in doing school stuff and learning and doing her own thing.
Loser.
Kae does school too.
Education. Am I right?
But Lauren and Kae both worked with me at our local theme park when we do all of our Halloween stuff. Usually when my voice is scratchy during October and I try to speak, it's much easier now. I also sound a lot more stressed back then, too, when that time comes around.
Well, I mean,
they both give each other knowing nods.
He is stressed.
Yeah,
Yes.
you're the reasons for it, too.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Uh-oh.
Aware. That's why I nodded.
It's a pride thing.
Yeah. So when I supervise the makeup room, these are two of the artists that work with me, and they also do a lot more besides that. Besides working for the park, they do their own makeup. They have their own gigs, and they film it, edit it, put it on YouTube, and have to run all their own social media for it too. Which, like, it for people. I'm going to restart this. We talk to a lot of people who are makers, who are crafters, who do their own thing, and we're always interested in people who design and make things and put stuff out there in the public, and we're always intrigued by that because that's things, we're really into self-promotion. We're really into supporting people who like trying to, make their own place in life. And so we will talk to people who like, we've talked to a wood burner, and she has to, she'll take video of herself like designing these amazing pieces of art that she's just like setting fire to wood essentially. And then like it's really
To the wood. I'm sorry.
and then she makes her own videos for it, and so it's multiple ways to get exposure, but a lot of that is really interesting. We talked to Jeff and Alyssa, who like put on the D&D shows for PAX East,
Live action D&D.
yeah, and like everything that involves for camera angles and recording and streaming and everything.
Did you see who the guest was for South? Did I show you that?
Was he the guest for South?
Xavier Woods?
Yeah.
He joined in. I've watched like half of it so far.
Was he a bee stinger?
No, he was. I can't remember his name, but the name it was like Billy something. But it was really funny. It had no business being Billy something. But he fit right in. Just Xavier Woods, just hanging out. He's a professional wrestler, just playing D&D with these people who make a webcomic on the internet. Anyways, but yeah, people have to make that and make it entertaining, which most people playing D&D I'm not really interested in.
Yeah.
But these people, I'll watch it all day.
So I thought it'd be a good time to bring on the both of you and talk about everything, like share some makeup talk, but also what it takes to do all the recording and the editing and the equipment that involves. But also, like, for me and Jayare, it's easy because it's really just our voices. And we find interesting people because we're not that interesting. So
Yeah.
we're real honest about it.
Yep.
Nice.
Kay's agreeing with me. Thank you.
Well, and even then with the two of us, we still like We're still bad at social media. We're still
yeah.
we're way better at promoting other people, promoting them. But when I say promote, I say, hey, look at this because it's rad. Than
There's a
ourselves.
There's a niche for it.
Yeah.
For supporting everyone else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was I getting at?
I don't know.
It's just our voices. Like, if you look for us, you're not going to see our faces. Like, they're hard to find. They're in there. They're on, like, the Facebook page and, like, maybe a spot or two on the Instagram.
Yeah. You might see.
No one's going to recognize us at a convention.
It's just a blur like Mothman in a very blurry
That's what
photo.
it is.
Except
Yeah.
it's Alex just going,
It's running for sketches at conventions.
yeah.
Whereas for you guys and everyone else who does makeup YouTube tutorials and whatnot, like, it's your face. You're putting yourself out there. It's a lot of look at me while I transform or while I do this stuff, or I teach you how to do these things. So how about we start with that? Like, what made you to decide we're like, nope, I want to do this thing. I want to make people look at my face and see what I do with it. and try and make a thing of this. Because, like, it's not, like, is that a difficult decision? Or is it just, like, you can see the people doing it and you want to try to do it too? Or can I make this different or better?
You go first.
Okay. By the way, I talk a lot, so I feel like I'm nervous to start talking, so anyone feel free to cut me off when I ramble. For me, YouTube, I was really interested in YouTube from kind of a young age, like late middle school, early high school-ish is like, not what I'd call the dawn of YouTube, but when it really started being like that thing every kid went home and was like, YouTube, wow. And I remember even then, I was like a freshman in high school, and I tried making like a variety YouTube channel similar to that of like Jenna Marbles or anyone else at the time. Failed miserably, and I did my best to hide that channel ever since, because when I look back, I'm like, ooh, Jesus. Got my first flame comments at the ripe old age of like 13,
No.
but I took them with stride. I was like, yeah, I have haters. But and then I
I've had
just
plenty
was
of
like,
those.
you know what, we're just gonna shelf this and never look back. And then I got into, just kind of jumping the gun, I got into SFX makeup around when I started working at local theme park for the scary season. And I got hired, and I was like 16, and I was like, do we do our own makeup? And they were like, no, we don't trust you guys to do that, you idiot. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. So I went home and I was like, cool, so other people are gonna do my makeup. So like Lauren and I said in the car, I didn't even know how to like refer to this makeup. I was like, special effects makeup wasn't in my vocabulary, so I just go on YouTube and I go, zombie makeup. And from there it just spiraled, and I saw other people doing it, and I was like, this looks fun, and this looks like I could have my old YouTube dreams back. Let's try it. Why not?
For me, I guess it was just like watching other people do it, and I wanted to do it myself. I feel like in a way you have to be a little bit narcissistic
Oh yeah.
to just want to put your face in front of the camera and be like, watch me.
But that's true for almost any artist
Yeah.
or any writer. It's like, I'm writing this thing that I think is so great, other people should read it.
Yep.
I think that's in, like, you know, there's so many artists who aren't, and they want to make and create, and then it sits in a stack in their room.
Yeah.
So, like, to put those things out there, publish them or put them in galleries or whatever, it's a lot of, I made this great thing, everyone has to look at it now. Which, it's not a negative trait, because when you're good at it, then you're making other people happy with what you've made. So it works out.
Right.
Okay, go on.
But yeah, I think I just saw a lot of other people. I think I was maybe a freshman or sophomore when I started my YouTube channel, but I started doing makeup on just posting pictures on Instagram around, I think I was maybe 15. And then I worked at Six Flags at 16. And then I just saw a lot of other people doing it on YouTube that I watched, and and I just was like, I want to do that. And I want to show people how I do it, and not just like I do all this work, I post a picture and then I run to the shower and take it off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I wanted to have more to it so I could show everyone how I do it. And I guess that's it. I just wanted to show people more of into it, like how I do it, and not just like take a picture, take it off. So I think that's really why I started YouTube, but it kind of snowballed into other things of like, I obviously still do tutorials, but tutorials don't do that well right now. I feel like it's kind of just the time of, it's not that trendy right now. So you have to kind of do a couple tutorials, which is what I like to do, but then you have to do like another video that will get just more views. Do you know what I mean?
Doing my makeup next to a dead body in Japan.
Doing my makeup.
Ooh.
Oh, God. I didn't get it for a second.
I mean, Orbeez.
I mean, Orbeez. Doing my makeup with feet and Orbeez.
Slime.
I did my makeup in a snowbank the other day because you
What's-
have to get views somehow.
What's an Orbeez?
Yeah, I don't know.
They
what
were
that-
like this weirdly popular toy. I couldn't tell you much. I'm pretty sure they were just beads you put in water and they absorb the water. And
They
now
get
it was
big,
like,
and it's like a little massage thing for young children.
You know,
but they're trendy.
that's a better term because I bought a whole bunch of those. Because I used just a couple to like use as ammunition in my really cool steampunk gun.
oh,
But they were just called aqua balls at the time. and it was like you could also use them in your vase for your plants too, because they're water. Yeah. but-
conveniently, Aqua Balls is also what Mira has in her purse when Aquaman pisses her off.
Wow.
Couldn't resist. I'm sorry.
I feel like I didn't fully appreciate that joke a second ago. Like it was too funny, and it kind of just broke it. It broke the funny fuse. Is that what South Park did? What I dig is both of you seem to have a lot of diversity within your channel. Like there's the hey, get this look, get this like Thor Ragnarok, like get the hella. I almost said hell like HELLA. It's hella dope. Get that hella dope hella makeup tutorial. But then there's also how to put a softball in your face. Like how do you want to have? Do you want to have a softball hanging out of your face? Here's how to do it. So like
Here's how to do it.
there's a good mix of kind of everything, I guess.
I feel like I would say I don't want to speak for both of us, but I feel like I would say I do body painting a little bit more than you do.
Oh yeah.
I feel like she's more of a special effects, blood and gore, and I do mainly off season. Like a couple months before Fright Fest, I'm like, okay, I need to practice this blood and gore stuff.
Get my chops up.
But a lot of times off season, I do just a lot of body painting, and I feel like I do that. I'm a little different from a lot of the people at Six Flags, where off season I do more body painting, but it's still like it comes in and out a lot of times. I'm like, I still have to keep this up with if I'm gonna keep going back to Six Flags.
Yeah, I do my best to avoid body painting. I'm like, fuck this.
In the 2 years that I did scaring, I did 1 year of scaring, and then the next year I was in a show, so I didn't have to get painted. So the 1 year, I guess, technically, was my very long way of saying the 1 year I had to get painted. I would dread like the heavy stuff. It's like, no, just give me some blood, just give me some dirt, because
Oh, you're that guy.
I was that guy. I hate it. I don't like scaring. I'm bad at it. I'm just not. It didn't come naturally to me. So I liked being the guy who talked at the beginning of the haunted house, because it gave me the smallest bit of authority, and I would just run wild with it. But what I'm getting at is removing it, because you got your box of wipes and you're like viciously. So body painting, naturally, I would be like, oh God, no. That's so like when one goes into body painting, it's just like, I'm doing this because it like. Does that even cross your mind? Oh God, I have to get all this off at some point, or is it like?
I use dish soap to take off my body paint, and it just slides off.
Is that like a trade secret?
I don't know.
Alex doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
It is now
You haven't
patented.
body painted yourself?
Make Lauren brand dish soap. For body paint removal.
I'm sponsored by the dish soap.
By-
All
Sponsored by
dish
Dawn.
soap.
I was gonna say Dove. Yeah, you got it.
I
Dawn
was
is
gonna
better.
say Dove too, but I
Yep.
couldn't think of it.
That's body soap.
Same.
Anyway, so dish soap.
Same
No,
connection.
Yeah.
Did you just find that out, or like,
Well,
oh God,
I was-
I'm out of soap. I need something.
Well, no, I would just use Dove, like body soap, and it wouldn't come off. Like nothing would make it come off, and I was like, okay, I can't use bleach.
I mean,
I need
could.
something. I was like, I need something averagely safe but strong, like to take this off. So, I just looked at the sink. It was like dish soap.
they use it on the penguins, so like when the
True.
oil spills happen, they
True,
always
yeah.
post the penguins all over the bottles. So
Yeah.
why not people?
But now that I'm in esthetician school, my teacher wants to kill me.
Okay, so esthetician.
Yes.
What is that?
It's a skin therapist. It's basically like, it's not like as important as, not important, I wouldn't say important, but it's not as like long as schooling as a dermatologist,
Right.
but it's more like cosmeceutical, like beauty skin. Everyone wants their skin to be pretty. So it's not like a medical kind. It's just like
Like
beauty.
skincare. and-
Skincare.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Yep, I got it. So she doesn't like using dish soap.
No.
I imagine
use it
that
on my
would dry it
chest.
out a little bit.
I use it on my chest. Oh yeah, definitely. She just I definitely have the most trouble with my skin for like the whole class because of what I do. I'm like, but why isn't my skin like everyone else's? She's like, well, what do you put on your face every Sunday?
Nature.
You got your schedule out and everything. I just imagine your teacher at home. It's like Sunday morning. She's reading the paper and she just looks up. She goes, Lauren.
She's like
doing it again.
Yeah.
It's definitely a vicious cycle of like Sunday I put it on. The pimples don't come out until Tuesday. I get it pretty much clean by Friday or Saturday. My face is looking nice. Sunday, it's just a cycle. It never stops. But
But that's the sacrifice you make for your
Yeah,
channel.
Right.
That's what's up.
I have a question / comment.
Okay.
So I brought this up to a friend of mine who like kind of called me out on it.
Okay.
And it was kind of like Alex is an old man and he's being
Old manish.
misogynist or something. And it's a matter of like at what point did between you two and all these girls that are doing their tutorials and everything,
Right.
at what point did everyone just decide I'm going to show them what my real face is with all my blemishes before I put on the makeup. And I'm going to put this on display. Whereas back in the day, Dolly Parton has a quote where she's like, no one will ever see me without makeup on. She's like, if I die in a bathtub, I hope my husband like at least throws on some lipstick.
So are you asking like how it was hard to go on YouTube to show your bare face to go to that?
Yeah, it's I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but there's definitely has been a switch between, you know, women throughout the past.
Yeah.
Of like, no,
Right.
I'm not going to put this on display unless I look perfect. And now so many people are being like, no, here's what we got going on. And they're just saying this is what it's like.
Do you? I feel like I've talked a lot. You can answer this one. We can both put it in.
We can just ping pong back and
Yeah.
forth. I remember even at the beginning of my channel, I would go on with like foundation already on. Like yet again in the car we talked about a bit, and I was like, my skin has always been like kind of an insecurity of mine. Like relatively, people are like, there's no blemishes or anything. Why are you complaining? Wah, wah, wah. And I'm like, my face is just really patchy and red. But the second I put foundation on, I'm like,
Sensitive skin.
look, it's one color now. Isn't that neat? So I'd go on my channel. I'd be like, oh, I already have foundation on because you guys all know how to do that. Ha, 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 ha. And then eventually I was like, oh, this isn't fair. This is like the same as not. Now, first of all, don't misunderstand. I never want to compare makeup to like severely editing someone's face like in a magazine. But at some point I was just like, well, I feel like I am hiding it from them. But I feel like after working with my own face and other people's faces for so long, I'm like, these really aren't things you should feel insecure about. Everyone has some sort of like imperfection with their skin, something they're uncomfortable with. So now I've started doing my intros bare face and being like, all right, I'm going to go throw my foundation on off camera and come back. And it's just, I do think it has a lot to do with, like you were saying, society, how it used to be like women being like, I can't be seen without this. Like, no. To recently, just like the feminist movement has had like a lot of like, be yourself, be proud, and don't let anyone tell you what to do. I feel like I'm not answering this question right. I don't know. I'm like dancing around it. Can you? So are we asking when it changed?
No,
Do you want me to?
I guess we're
add
just
on to-
commenting on the shift. You know,
Right.
like it's something that I feel like is good, for lack of a better term. Like that expectation is like it feels a bit sexist. You know, because like
is it incorrect of me to even question it? Was kind of like what I got from.
Oh
my
no,
friend.
because
No.
it totally happened.
No.
Like like the
I would
shift
say
happened. Yeah.
once
Lauren, take over.
I would say once I wanted to, even my first video, I think it wasn't really a question. I just put it on or just started the video without makeup. And I think it was because once I started doing a lot of like heavy beauty makeup and even starting going into like body painting and special effects, I kind of, even though I was young and I have always had a kind of a little bit of a mature mindset of, I was like, I have to, if I'm going to start doing this, because a lot of girls, once they start doing heavier makeup, they get into the used to it. So they get more insecure with their regular skin. And I knew that at the time. So I was like, if I'm going to start getting into this, I need to love the skin that's underneath it before I start getting into it. So I tried to like, wear less makeup more often just to get more comfortable with it. So it was like I didn't want to fall into that where once I started wearing heavier makeup, I couldn't anymore. And I definitely did have my times where, like, in high school, but it was high school, you know what I mean?
Who's not insecure
where in high school, I
school?
just wore foundation every day and stuff like that because I didn't like my skin very much, but I feel like it was more like ending of senior year where I was like, I'm totally fine with it. But there's been times where it was like, once you start getting into heavier makeup, you get used to that and you're like, you take it off and it's like, yuck. Yuck. You know what I mean? But I feel
Where's
like
my dish soap?
if you want to get into it, you definitely have to love what's underneath it as well.
Yeah.
That's important. And I didn't want to show, especially because there's a lot of younger girls that watch my channel, and I didn't want them to feel like they have to start off the day constantly. Like, I would start off my video with foundation. I didn't want to feel like they had to start off their day with foundation as well. You know what I mean? So I didn't. That's I also kept in mind with, like, younger girls too.
I love that you put so much thought into it, because when I first got into makeup, I was like, I don't know, I was a tomboy. I'm using air quotes for the listeners. I was a tomboy by all means. I was like, makeup's for the preps.
Yeah.
Wah.
I've always pretty much
Losers.
been that.
Yeah, see, I
I've never
was
really been a tomboy.
I was the wannabe, like, edgelord, hot topic crawling little scumbag that I can acknowledge now.
Oh, that
And-
resonates so much with me.
Like, when I first got into makeup, because of local theme park, I got into SFX makeup. I didn't get into beauty makeup till, like, a year or two after doing, like, scary stuff. But while I was once I don't know, I was, like, pretty fine with myself for the most part, like, my face and everything, until I started wearing makeup, and it was just like you said. And then soon I was like, well, I have to wear foundation to school. I was like, I don't want to look anyone in the eyes if my face isn't one color.
Right.
And then, yet again, just kind of around senior year-ish, or, like, in between, like, high school and college, I was like, what am I doing? I was like, this is literally the thing I hated. I was like, I was doing the thing that I was just like, I can't be seen without makeup. So now it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's weird ping pong back and forth, but I'm just, like, so glad you acknowledge that from, like, such a young age and, like, set the precedent for your viewers. Like, hey, don't feel like you need this, because this is supposed to be fun. It's not
It's an
supposed
art
to be
form.
work.
It's not like I need this to leave my house.
Yeah.
It's more of you, once you get into realize that the makeup is more of just an art and it's not like something you need just to get by, you know what I mean? Then that's when it becomes more fun.
Yeah.
At the risk of sounding braggy, I have a story that literally happened less than a week ago, but I guess it kind of fits in here. I've never really had a lot of, like, issues with my skin.
Well, you
Like,
have half a face. The
I
other
have,
half is
yeah,
hair.
the other half is
That's
hair.
Brett.
I mean,
is Brett.
that's our good pal Brett. But, like, even growing up, like, obviously everyone had the pimples and the zits and puberty and all that bullshit. But I never had, like, acne. And again, I'm not trying to brag, but, like,
Yeah,
so I've
dry
never,
skin.
yeah, like, I've never had to, like, worry about covering blemishes or anything like that. Last week, I'm in Texas. First time ever. It's the furthest west I've ever been. I hate flying. That scares the shit out of me.
I've never been on a plane.
Yeah.
It's fun.
I was on
I enjoy
4
it.
in the past week, and it
Oh.
was a lot of fun. I have allergies to, like, pollen, just generic. Like, April through May sucks for me. That's about it. Like, I sneeze a lot, and my eyes get itchy, and that's what it is. Down in Texas, which I'd never, like, it was a nice 70 degrees the entire time we were there. It was like permanent spring, which is the worst time in the world for me. Yeah, Alex is shaking his head because, like, he was busy dealing with the snow in my driveway for me. Thank you, Alex. Alex helped watch my dog along with Joe and Colin. We spent a good time of one day outside playing with we were at my brother-in-law and his lovely new wife, their beautiful new house, and they have a new dog, this French bulldog named Pierre.
I love him.
He's great. He farted so much. That's
Les
another
farts.
story. But we were outside playing for a while. They bought one of those Nerf guns that shoots tennis balls for dogs.
Oh, love that.
And we were playing with the dog. We were out for a couple hours, and we went inside. And then maybe like 20 minutes later, I was on the floor playing with the dog, and he's climbing all over me. He's climbing on my face and on my neck and on my back, and we were just having fun. The next morning, I wake up, and I'm like, God, my neck itches. I'm like, oh, there's like bumps on my neck. I think I was itching it at night. And like, we're awake for a couple hours, and we're all just sitting on the couch. And like, I was actually wearing this hoodie, and I had the hood up. So, no, like, you know, it is what it is. And then like I point out to my wife and I was like, hey, my neck like really itches. I think I have a rash. And she looks at me and she goes, oh my God. Because my entire face was purple from hives.
Oh
I
my
was
God.
I was breaking out in and I've never had hives. I've never been a hives person.
Yeah.
My brother you would get hives, but like I always just get itchy and sneezy and nose runny.
And the other 5 dwarves.
Exactly. Exactly. Nose runny being my favorite.
Yeah.
And like instantly, like I go and look in the mirror and it's like, don't look at me. I'm vile. I'm hideous. Do not and like it was one of the first times I've ever like had to deal with like, oh God, I have blemishes. This is humiliating. When really like no one gave a shit. They just wanted to make sure I was okay. You know, like, and it was kind of like while you guys were talking about, you know, like foundation stuff, I was like, oh fuck.
I wish I
Like-
had some foundation.
Yeah. Like I
Can
had
you shade match me?
Yo, bro, can you shade match my face? But it was kind of, I don't really know the point I'm trying to get at, but like, I guess I kind of felt it. And I was like, even though I knew no one was really like gonna judge me for it, that I knew it, like there was still that expectation that people were going to, and that it sucked.
Yeah.
You know, so to have that expectation just kind of ingrained into you, especially like a lot of girls at a young age, it just sucks, dude. Like,
Yeah.
and I'm
Yeah.
glad that that norm is shifting to the point where you can like, fuck makeup. I'm not gonna wear it today. I'm gonna do this video, and like even if I'm not doing makeup in the video, I'm still gonna. I don't need makeup. You know,
Yeah.
it's just I think that's my long and roundabout way of saying allergies are terrible.
Sponsored by Mucinex.
God, I was pounding Benadryl, and then I passed out.
Benadryl.
Yep, the good old days. Anyways,
I'm
so
very
makeup.
lucky to not be allergic to anything.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very. You
Weird
know,
flex, but okay.
Weird flex.
That you know of.
That's our next one we've got to teach Alex. Weird flex, but okay.
It makes
It's not.
it's pretty
happening.
understandable.
Well, see, that was a good use of it.
Yeah.
The worst is when people are like, "Oh, hey man, what's up?" Oh, weird flex, but okay. It doesn't make sense. Stop just forcing the meme. Wait for a valuable like. So, like, I've never had allergies. Weird, like that's a perfect.
My favorite application of it once was like, I think I saw my friend and I was like, hey, how are you? And she was like, oh, I'm good. How are you? And I go, weird flex, but okay. And she was just like, and immediately she just got like, oh, depression meme, good. And I was like, morbid humor.
We're all miserable.
Yeah.
There's weird times when I'm real proud of myself, and then I also have to rein that in because our brand new artists that come in, I teach them a couple of basics, and then I'm like, okay,
Laughing at the noobs.
I'm like, now to go do the thing. It's like I taught you about 10 minutes worth of what you're gonna be doing for the next 80 hours.
Have fun.
Yeah, good luck with that. This is why we
They're
hired
so nervous because none of them are prepared.
you. See, what's funny
I
is
made
how
a circle and now I have a face.
I shaded in a circle.
what's funny is they're both talking about the other people who were new recently, knowing they were both new a couple of years.
Like, everyone's been there.
No,
Oh yeah,
like-
don't mistake my laughter for mocking. My laughter is out of nervous and tear like borderline
but-
when I look over and I see this girl who's like, I've touched an airbrush for a week and she's doing Picasso on someone's face.
Savannah.
I'm-
Savannah, literally. this
Savannah
year.
and Josie. Josie would do like these like it looked like the Freddy Krueger like cuts and holes
Oh,
on someone's
yeah.
face and they looked 3D from where I was standing and I'm like I literally had I'm like moving all around
Yeah.
the mic now just to
We're
like
getting excited.
mimic my
We're
head
having fun.
movements. But I was like, what the how did she put latex on that? And I got closer and I was like,
I've been following her on Instagram for a while. She's talented.
I feel like there might have been a couple of things she pulled off Dee Dee,
yeah.
but
I think
it's-
she liked some of Dee Dee's textures.
Who didn't?
Who is Dee Dee?
Who didn't
Is
steal
that
stuff
another
from
artist?
Dee Dee their first year though? I stole
Dee Dee's
everything.
got at least a year or two on Lauren.
Mm.
I
a
feel.
year.
So
One
she's
year.
experienced,
Yeah.
talented.
Yeah.
Yep.
She also won a Crypt Keeper this year.
What?
Yeah.
She kept track of
I
her
did
points.
too.
What?
Lauren got one. Yeah, we did two this year.
You know what I never won in my 2 years at the local theme park? A Crypt Keeper award. Yeah.
Mine got
I mean-
revoked, so
It's not like I deserved one. I was terrible. So let's be real.
me too. Alex just needed to give someone to someone that year.
That is untrue.
I can vouch because I've seen him stress over it. He's like, I have to decide who I have to give Crypt Keeper to, and he
None
has
of
a
them
team
deserve it.
of amazing. No, it was like they all deserve it, and I have to pick
Mm.
one.
Do you think you're gonna start doing 2 now, or just 1?
It depends on who's in the room and how well they're doing.
Yeah.
Yep. But it's never
no
gonna
pressure?
It's never gonna be a matter
It's
of
not
like
gonna be next year, so you can't go 2 years in a row.
it's. I haven't done that, but it's happened within the park.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, because they've worked hard enough and they've earned it.
Right.
But it's not gonna be the kind of thing where like, well, I guess it's time for Brett to get another one.
He needs to.
Brett has 13.
Brett can shake his beard, and a small just amount of tingling comes out of it. Just like, what's that ringing sound? Oh, my crypt keepers.
The pins are just inside the beard.
Yeah, that's where he keeps them, like everything else.
Oh.
I love that
Important
man so
documents
much.
Are in there if you
Too.
just shove your hand in.
It was my favorite year being next to him. We shared the same table, and it was so great. I loved being next to him.
Mhm.
I just assume everyone who listens to this podcast knows Brett.
Oh,
Pretty much.
It's like, yeah, all
Oh,
of
yeah,
our
he's-
good buddy Brett, including
Yeah.
you listeners.
Considering he's got like 40 episodes with us.
Yeah, Brett is
Oh,
Brett.
yeah.
Brett smashes the record for because like back when we first
Smashes the
started
like
and like
button.
we weren't sure because Alex and I were like we're not interesting on our own. We need to have a guest every week and like every other week when we didn't have someone is hey Brett, what are you doing, man? And he would save us. Plus he's also an interesting person and one of our best friends.
But as much teaching as I would try to do, while not being a nervous wreck about making sure everything happens on time,
Yep.
was how much learning I would get from the people that are working with me. So I'd be watching these videos or something would be happening, or I'd bring up like something stupid like contouring, and Lauren goes, "You don't know what contouring is?"
I don't know what contouring
And
is.
I'm like, "Well, you got the base and,
I wish you guys could
and
see
the eye
Lauren's
stuff
face
and the
right
other
now.
things." And when we paint a zombie, we hollow out the face. So we do our white
He
coat.
calls it
Gotta make him
Halloween.
look.
We
Gotta
do our
make 'em
white
look-
coat, we
Look
sink we
emaciated
sink the cheeks. We do some temples. We do some eyes.
because they're hungry boys.
And,
With an eye.
yeah.
Hungry boys.
And Lauren's like, "You've been contouring for as long as you've worked here.
You just didn't know it was contouring.
That's what the cheek thing is." And I'm like, shrug and just keep
No, we're hollowing. We're emaciating.
He turns into a zombie. His cheeks start hollowing.
more air turns.
And then there
Makeup
was a
artist
one-time
jokes.
Hear that? Beauty gurus are actually just glam zombies.
Glombies.
where- Globbies.
Glam witch clan.
Glam witch glam.
Clan.
Clan.
Glam witch clan.
That was my favorite comment.
Ain't nothing to fuck with.
What are you all talking about?
It was a post Alex made that made me probably the happiest kid alive.
Jason Latour,
Yep.
one half
Artist.
the creators of
Or writer.
both,
Southern Bastards, right?
and Spider Gwen.
Spider-Gwen,
He
yeah.
like created Spider Gwen. He put up his this tweet one day where he was talking about like he was in a coffee shop and all the students from the beauty salon next door that teaches all the how to do beauty stuff, and they all come into the coffee shop, and he called them the Glam Witch Clan because they all come in with like amazing makeup.
Right. Right.
All black.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah. So, what was I getting at?
You
The Glam Witches.
I learned stuff too.
We got called witches when we were walking through the park this
yeah,
year.
I got called a monster every day outside of monster makeup. So.
I was going to say, were you in
No,
makeup?
we were
No.
just walking around because we had a lot of makeup on. Because when we come to work, we have a lot of makeup on because we're makeup artists.
a lot of beauty makeup, mind you.
A lot of beauty makeup. And we'll walk around the park and we have all black on, and some 7-year-olds will run up to us and be like, "Ooh!"
He looked right at Lauren and just goes, "Woo! I scared the witch!" He turns to his friend. His friend's like, "They're not monsters." And he's like,
And I look at him and I'm just
scampered
like-
away.
What?
When they say they come in with a lot of makeup on, and like it's beauty
Like a
makeup,
cut crease.
it's beauty makeup.
I don't know what you just said.
But what
I
the,
know.
the equivalent
that's why I
is
got
they
quiet.
have basically like an entire mineral deposit of glitter on their eyes.
Right.
Like so, think of like
Strategically
It's the Glam
placed.
Squad.
yeah, oh
Squad.
yeah. But
Squad.
Squad.
think of like an entire kindergarten supply of glitter.
Right.
And
All right, I
all
think we're being
that
dramatic.
Yeah, we're being very dramatic.
All
I
that
feel like that's fun.
is on one set of eyelids.
Because like that's a job that like it's you can dress up to
You
go to
can.
work.
Yeah.
You know?
I've never
Like-
used, ever since for the past 3 years, October is the month that I use the most out of my makeup supply. I have to refill constantly in October because of just a Fright Fest, just to go there.
Like, if I wear black makeup to go serve at the country club, I get fired. I get written up because they don't
It's
understand.
inappropriate.
I worked at Chick-fil-A after, like, before Fright Fest. So
The one here in town?
No. I in Chicopee they have
I just
one.
assumed you're from Enfield.
Oh man, we're getting doxxed.
I did know they did. I go to Asnuntuck for the program.
Mhm.
So
They have a program?
yeah, that's the
She just said.
esthetician program.
Wow, Alex, do you even research your guest?
I went to Asnuntuck 15 years ago, and they didn't have any of these programs.
Yeah, they have so many programs, but yeah, I go there, but so I'm in Enfield all the time, so I mean I could work there, but I
Right.
don't want
So
to.
Chick-fil-A. I interrupted.
Chick-fil-A. No, yeah, if you wore that kind of makeup,
You
I
couldn't
dyed
glam
my
it up
hair.
at Chick-fil-A?
I'm gonna go off topic for a second, but
Okay.
I dyed my hair pink. I did what I did for Fright Fest. I came in with pink hair, and it's only a toner. I didn't dye it pink. It's a toner that lasts for like 2 weeks, and I think I was, because you can start working at Chick-fil-A when you're 14. So I did.
God's all for child
I
labor.
was just going to say, as long as you love Jesus, you can.
Okay. Okay.
Sorry, God.
So I came in with pink hair one day. I think I was 15, and I walked in, and everyone kind of looked at me, and I had my hair up, and I had like highlights of pink in my hair, and they brought me to the back,
Oh.
and it was like my supervisor and the owner, and he was like, "You have pink hair. You're not allowed to have pink hair. You have to have natural hair here." And I'm like, "Okay, but it's gonna wash out in like a week." And he's like, "Your parents allowed you to dye your hair that color?" And I was like, "You're not my dad."
What's happening right now?
They haven't. Then they never liked me since.
That's fine.
So, yeah.
They don't like me either, but for other reasons.
But it was such a subtle pink. It's not like a bright pink. It was so subtle. But he liked to act like. I feel bad talking bad about him, but he liked to act like all of his employees were his children, and like he was their fathers. And it was just
That's not
like
weird.
it was weird. So I had to get out.
Lauren, we're all children in the eyes of God.
That happens a lot. Because
Yeah.
if you do well, then he gets to be proud, and you're his responsibility now.
Right.
And you did well because of him.
I mean, that's one thing, I'll dig about my former employer working at the bookstore. Like, yeah, there was a dress code, and, I got to wear my slacks and my polo, and it came like 2 years before I left. Oh, yo, you got to start tucking that in. I'm like, but I am fat, bro. Tucking in doesn't help me. It doesn't do much for me, but I still did it. But you can have tattoos, you can have plugs, you can dye your hair, you can have crazy haircuts. It doesn't matter as long as put the damn book in their hand. Like, and if you're good at it, cool. Like, a friend of mine, head to toe tattoos, and like they were grooming him to be like, yo, we're bringing you to like the Manhattan store so you can run part of it there. But like, they don't care about that shit as long as you're good at the work, and I wish more companies would be like that. Although most are, but come on, Chick-fil-A, let's be real here.
Not sponsored.
What's wrong with? Yeah, definitely not sponsored. I have never had Chick-fil-A.
I've ruined your
There was
brand
a lot
deal.
of problems there.
Yeah.
See, I
At
don't
least you
get...
didn't have to work on Sundays.
True. Very true. That's fair.
Okay, so back to topics. How important are video editing skills? Like when you decide I'm going to start doing makeup on the internet, and I'm just going to record it, and then put it up there. Versus like, no, I should make this shorter, or I want to cut this out, or I have to actually do more work different from my current set of skills.
It's important. I think each video, it depends on if I voice over a video. If I'm voiceovering a video, it's definitely shorter. I don't know if you would agree. The videos tend to just be shorter if you voice over it. Because if you talk during your video,
Right.
I feel like it's kind of just like talking like this. Take a pause. You have to cut that pause, and then you start talking again. And that's why I have so many cuts in the videos that you say that you watch that are so jump cutty. It's because I'll be like, okay, I'm gonna put this blue on my chest. So I have to cut that in between. So it's very jump cutty, but I don't know. I don't really mind that, but I think averagely per video, I would say it takes me like 8 to 10 hours.
Damn.
Would you say to edit a video?
And like to record and edit, or
No, well,
Just
filming,
the editing process?
Just the editing process. Because I also like what you're talking about, me putting the box in the corner and stuff like that. Added stuff like that. That can take me up to like 30 minutes just to do that part.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And I like adding a lot of stuff like that in because
The one in the nature video made me laugh out loud.
And the what?
Like when you were singing along with yourself and then all of a sudden it exploded and you were dancing. Made me laugh really hard.
Good at it.
Good at it. Good at
That was good at
But
it.
like that's the thing. Like if people remember that stuff, and even though like they like the talent and like watching me do the makeup, if you keep it entertaining, you also grow a male audience as well. Do you not know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So
So I'm. Hold on to that. I want to
Okay.
get back to because like it seems like you also track your analytics, right? Is that the term?
Yeah.
Okay.
analytics.
YouTube analytics.
We'll get to that in a bit.
Okay.
Are you self-taught?
Yes.
Okay. And Kae has gone to school for
No.
editing stuff.
Oh,
No.
editing?
Yes.
Oh, editing. I currently go to school.
Okay.
Mhm.
It's a recent starting last fall.
So like, had you already been making your videos before you? Went
Yes.
Okay.
Is that the
was-
reason you're going to school, or has it always been a interest?
Always growing up, I always just had a interest in the entertainment field, and I was always like, I'm gonna be in front of the camera, haha, child star.
Me.
And then like
Narcissist.
then
Going back to it.
society was like, "Are you a size 2?" And I was like, "No," and they were like, "Get."
Okay,
right.
bye.
Bye. And I was like, "Well, my dreams are dead. I'm gonna go be a lawyer." And then, went to college. Was like, oh, "Fuck college." Left, did whatever, and then I was
Again,
like,
that
"Man, I really
resonates.
like this YouTube thing." And I was like, "Man, this is really like that dream I used to have of like being popular." And then I was like, "YouTube." I don't know. Oh my god, someone cut this out. I'm rambling. Yeah, kind of.
Is the answer.
Long answer short. Yeah, kind of. Because I started doing YouTube, I started to just enjoy editing. Whereas like when I first started doing the videos, I was
Cannot
like,
relate to that.
yeah. See, when I first started doing the videos, I was like, oh, okay, I filmed now. Fuck, I gotta edit. Oh my god, this is gonna be like 3 years of my life gone. Now I have a wife and kids, and I have taxes, and I have 2 videos. But then like, I think there was a weird switch one day, and I don't remember what video it was, but I had spent like forever editing this video, and you know what happened to me?
You deleted it.
Computer crashed.
Oh.
Hadn't saved in a while. Lost at least 3 hours of editing.
Wow.
And
Final Cut.
I just kind of sat there in silence. And as I like relaunched everything, I
had
wasn't
that happen to me.
upset. And I was like, why am I not seething right now? Why am I not putting my fist through a wall? And I was like, I'm kind of enjoying this. And then I was like, I could see myself doing this more. And then I was like, hey, you have to be a size 2 to be
ASMR in
on
my ear.
camera, not to be behind the computer. But
was
just fun
it
now.
a matter of like, if I do it again, I get to do it better this time?
kind of,
Yeah.
yeah. And it's just like, I think editing becomes fun once you find your rhythm and once you find like the efficient ways to edit. School has really opened my eyes to like how inefficient I was before. Like I was just putting like all my videos into this little media library, and then I was just like cut, delete. Everything was just jump cuts. I didn't have many transitions and anything like that. And then I was just like learning all these keyboard shortcuts, which like sounds like such a simple thing that everyone should do at the beginning, but like I don't know about you. I use Adobe Premiere, Elements, like all the keyboard shortcuts just didn't make sense for whatever reason.
Adobe's
So I never.
much more confusing.
Yeah, I love it though. I love it, and now that I'm comfortable with it, editing is just fun. I'm so sorry, I got so off track.
No,
I
this
don't
is good.
remember
This
the
is what I want.
questions.
You're doing it.
I
Okay.
use Final Cut Pro
Mhm.
from
See,
Apple.
We use
So
Final Cut in
that
school.
automatically saves.
Okay, Adobe would save too. It just randomly stopped at one point because I ran out of space in my folder. So it was like, now you have to manually save.
That's one of the programs our guy Bob uses.
That's
I
how you know
like
what's
it.
good.
Bobby Q.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's one of our filmmaker buddies.
Well, you can get. I got the Mac. A Mac.
Final Cut Pro.
Yeah, I got Final Cut Pro, but I got a MacBook
Oh.
when I graduated high school, because when you go into college, you get a discount for education. So I got the laptop, and then it also like was like you can buy this, and it had like a little like app thing that you could buy with it, and Final Cut was in it, and there was a ton of other apps that were also with it, but they were like a more intense like GarageBand. Do you know what I'm talking about? It's like editing music and stuff, but it was like apps like that, which I don't ever use, but so it came with that, and it was like less than what Final Cut alone would just be. So I was like, I have to do it.
That's
So I
funny.
did, because I knew if I did iMovie, there's so many things that I started off using like a Sony Vegas kind of editing software, and because one of my friends that did editing, he was a little bit older than me, but he gave it to me for free because he had like 6 different softwares, because he does like real film, like short film videos editing. So
Yeah,
he was
when I said one of the programs that Bob uses, like I've seen him do at least 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
Yeah.
like a ton of them. So he was like, here, take this one. I was like, okay. And So I used that for a while, but then I got my laptop and I started working with iMovie before I started with Final Cut, and I was like, this doesn't have much options at all. It's just like a free app that comes with a MacBook.
Yeah.
And it just doesn't, you can like cut, you can't like overlap any type of videos or even
one track.
Right, it's just one track. You know, you can't like there's so many things you just can't do. There's no like editing your voice at all, you know what I mean? So
It's
I
like
had
Windows
to.
Movie Maker.
Lit-
what
yeah,
we
yeah,
used
for
to
me.
use.
That's what I use.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I had to, and now Final Cut's perfect. I love it.
See, I like I'm a hardcore, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hardcore Apple hater. And it's just because I hate the way Apple runs things where it's like, oh, you broke your phone? You can't fix this at home. Take it in here. So I've just always been salty since like the ripe old age of like 12. So I just always was like, I refuse. And I was like a Sony purist, like with Adobe Elements and everything. Sony purist, I don't know how that related. Oops. Oh, why am I like this? But I was an Adobe purist is what I meant. And then I went to school and I was like, so like what programs are we using? And of course I walk in the computer lab, it's all Macs, and I'm like, fuck. And
It's karma.
it really was. We started using Final Cut Pro and I was like, wow, I do like this editing software a lot.
like
and I would go home and I'd be like, oh, Final Cut Pro, but I don't have a Mac.
Right.
And now I got super comfortable with that. And even just getting comfortable with Final Cut, I got so much better at Sony. Stop it.
Adobe.
It's because you said Sony Vegas,
Adobe.
so now I'm like, Sony Vegas. But I just got better at Adobe. Like some of the just like transferable like acts and like key commands and just skills. And now this semester we're working with something called DaVinci Resolve, which is such a nice software and you can do so much stuff in it. And I'm just like, yes, editing. Yeah. I enjoy it, which I'm taking it back to one of the questions earlier where you were asking about like how long editing takes and stuff like that. For me, it really depends. And, like, I feel like the years I was talking about earlier in YouTube, editing, like, people weren't so focused on it. Like, everything was just a jump cut that was definitely made on, like, an iPhone 6. And everyone was like, yeah, I love Fred.
And then, like... remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, man. I
loved Fred.
Me too.
I forgot to take my meds. But, as like YouTube's progressed, everything's just become like more cinematic. The expectations are higher, I feel like.
High. Expectations are so high.
But now I'm also noticing like style choices within like different channels and communities. Like some of the gaming channels I watch, like Super Mega, like their whole brand of comedy is a super jump cutty, super like...
That's what I was telling you when you were like, I have so many jump cuts, but you were like, but there's a certain audience for it. And I was like, yeah, and it's probably the one that I have.
So I think that wasn't a like a critique on the video itself.
No, yeah.
It was just like this particular
An observation.
This particular video, I got the impression where like if you were scripted, you said your line 10 times.
Yeah.
And then you took a cut of each word, from each of those 10 and put them together for your sentence.
Just auditioning every single word.
I know, but I'll be like painting and I'm so focused on painting. My words will be like 2 seconds in between, and I have to cut it out.
Yeah.
We did a jump cut video once, way back in the day, way back when we were actually making YouTube content aside from just our episodes. We did a contest, the giveaway shit.
Yeah,
I can't remember why we did that. Why did we do that?
100 episodes.
Was it 100 episodes?
I think so.
I can't remember. God, that was so long ago. We're coming up on 400, by the way.
That's exciting.
We made a video like we had a bunch of stuff to give away that was like donated to us and all that stuff, and we made it, and even with the jump cuts, it was like a 15-minute video, and everyone was like, "No one wants to watch this; it's too long."
One of our friends was like, "It's over 3 minutes. I'm not watching this."
Yeah.
See, that's
So
what
true.
sucks about YouTube. Everyone's like, I don't know. When I make videos, sorry, I cut you off there.
It's okay.
Like, I don't know, a lot of my like videos will reach like 15-20 minutes usually, and that's after me like severely cutting them down because I don't know, I talk a lot and I'm a narcissist who thinks I'm funny, so I try to leave a lot in.
Yeah.
And
Same.
I'm like, let me just cut all of this. And then
Me
people
too.
are like, no one wants to watch that, which like with YouTube sucks, especially if you're trying to make a career out of it, because then I don't know if it's still the case. Pretty sure it's still
I
relevant.
think it is. I know what you're gonna say.
It has to be like 10 minutes.
10 minutes for monetization.
Yeah. And also it's just, I don't know.
But it's also like, how does popular, like, I don't know if you guys would know them, but David Dobrik, he makes videos that are 4 minutes and 20 seconds long. 420, haha.
Wait, the person you just said, David Dobrik.
Yeah.
What does he do?
He makes vlogs, comedy.
Comedy vlogs. It's pretty
Since
fun.
when? Is it? I worked with a guy named Dave Dobrik, and if it's the same guy,
he's
I'm
like
about to
20.
run screaming out of this building.
Would he be 20 right now?
No.
Yeah, he's our age.
Okay.
And he's from like
That's
from
enormous relief.
somewhere in between Europe and the Middle East. No.
But he makes videos that are 4 minutes and 20 seconds long, and he has to be making a living.
Oh, he's making millions.
So how?
I don't know. I'm guessing it has to be brand deals or just like YouTube being
Sponsorships.
like
Merch.
Yeah, merch, sponsors. So like that's the thing with YouTube. Like it's not just the monetization and AdSense, but like
Mhm.
you get the sponsorships.
This video is
and
brought to you by
merchandise.
Squarespace.
Yeah. Me undies.
Audible.
Stamps.com.
Because a lot of the YouTubers that I like, there's a guy named Nakey Jakey. He does video game stuff. And his videos, like, every now and then they'll run, like, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, but a lot of his videos are, like, 6 minutes long.
Yeah.
So, like, some of them, I don't even know if he does sponsored stuff, but, like, he's got, like, 800,000 subs. I feel like he's doing okay.
Yeah.
Even though, because, like, you can clearly tell. Okay, there was a time about a year ago, I got big into shoes. It is what it is. And I got to watching
He's
a lot
got
of
the Yeezys hidden under the desk.
I have a pair of Yeezys. Don't worry about it. And it was actually about the time when I got those Yeezys. Like, you're just watching videos on them, and I feel like the shoe people are the worst with it. Like, they just say the same stuff over and over and over again to stretch. Like, their videos are like 10 minutes and 1 second long.
Yeah.
So these are the
yeah.
Yeezys 350 Boosts. These are the Butters, the Yeezy 350 Boosts. This is a Butter colorway. And with the Yeezy 350 Boosts, the Butter colorway...
I like when you're trying to make an essay long, like 500
Yeah,
words.
that's exactly what it is, with the 2-inch margins.
It's
Like
Kronk from
Emperor's New Groove.
yeah. The poison. The
For
poison
Cusco.
for Cusco.
Cusco's poison.
The poison we will poison Cusco with.
And, like, it kind of got me out of, like, that... Like, I was like, okay, this sucks. This is stupid. I'm not going to watch it. Like, I felt like a schmuck. They're literally just making this to, it just felt shitty. But, like, when I watch other content, like, I can watch someone paint nature on their face for 5 minutes, you know, because it's interesting and it holds my attention because I'm one of those shitty people who, like, man, this video is, like, Frederick, Down the Rabbit Hole. You ever watch that? I doubt anyone has.
No.
It's interesting internet content, but like his latest video was like an hour and a half long. I was like, this is a movie.
Yeah.
This is dinner content.
It took me
This
4
isn't, like,
sittings, I
It's
think.
not make a sandwich content.
Yeah.
I don't know. I eat dinner in like 10 minutes. So it's like several dinner.
You gotta
contents.
enjoy your meal.
You gotta savor that.
I get excited.
So, anyways, yeah, like I can't remember if we even had a question to begin that, but like,
So from there, my limited experience with other YouTube makeup people is just Lex, Made You Look by Lex. Because me and my niece would talk about this a lot. And at the time, it's like, so I could figure out like what she might do to make money. And then I see like, oh, she sells her own brushes. Like there's her own brand of brushes. And now, like, I'm not sure if she still has a real job because she's also doing Twitch.
Right.
And so it's like, so at some point she decided she's not going to be making content. She's now has to be a personality and has to have people invest in her doing a lot of things. So the question I never liked getting asked, because Jeff Callis from PAX,
Yep.
1 year at PAX East, we went up to meet him. He did our show twice. We meet him at the convention, and he's like, "So, what do you guys want to do your show for the future? Like, what's your final goal? What's your intent?" And the two of us go, we did not have an answer. And so now I ask that question because I hated answering it. So it's like when you, either from now or like when you started your channels, what's your intent? Like, is there an end game, or do you know like what you would like to get out of it? Because there's a lot of places to go with like doing makeup. You can try and find gigs and get working with. I'm good friends with Monique. You did Addams Family.
I did.
Yeah.
wait, were you in the show?
No, I went to show them how to do the Addams Family makeup, and then
Right.
I made a video for them that is public on my channel because I was like, I do spooky season over at local theme park. I can't come to every show and do
Right.
makeup, but I can give you this video.
Here's a
and
tutorial.
in a live view right now.
Like and
I did
subscribe.
a little walkthrough. I wish. I got like maybe 2 from that job. I was like, you're all rude, but no. Not really, but
and so it's a matter of like, and friend Kasha, who used to live with me here, she would have to do kids' birthday parties and do face painting for that. She would do weddings. She would do hair. She would do professional photo shoots. She would do modeling. She'd do a lot of different things to try and just sustain what she wanted to do. And then it's like there's people who do their videos and nothing else. And they don't have
Right.
to. Or like, they sell products of some kind. So is there a direction that you could see yourselves going in to like fund yourself in the future?
I've been rambling. Do you want to take this one, and then I'll bounce after?
I'm trying to think.
If you want to think, I can go,
It's a
'cause I
hard
kinda have
question to
my
answer.
Oh, yeah.
People have asked me that a lot.
And then it's like, well, what's available to me? And
right.
at what point can you just innovate something new?
Yeah. I don't know. I've always like when people ask me like this simple answer would be like I would like to work professionally on like I would like to do makeup for like television or like movies and stuff like that. But I also love the internet. I also love being on the internet and I like the opportunities that come with it. But I don't know, I don't feel like a lot of times there's an answer with the internet for an end game because it can go anywhere.
It's within a year, like whatever you're doing now might not exist.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
It'll be
YouTube
completely
died.
different.
Right.
Weird.
So yeah, I don't know. I think I just
All the editing you know how to do? Well, now you're on Twitch. You can't edit anything. So it's just live. The entire thing's live.
Bet.
true.
Jokes
And a lot
on
of
you,
artists are moving
actually.
over to Twitch. They're
Yeah.
so sick of YouTube because it doesn't. A lot of times, the special effects artists that do more like gore and stuff have got their videos demonetized because there's blood and it's fake blood, but they'll get their videos demonetized because it's scary or whatever it is, and that's so frustrating.
Is that because the people who put the ads out don't want their ads associated with gore or something? Or is that just YouTube being like, nah,
It's just YouTube's
we're being
rules.
difficult?
I think it's just their code of conduct or
Right.
whatever.
From my understanding, after the adpocalypse situation with PewDiePie and everything, his whole, because PewDiePie was obviously one of the biggest people on YouTube platform, and he did some dumb controversial things, and Coca-Cola had an ad on that video, and they were like, whoa, because typically the companies don't pick the videos that their ads go on.
Yeah.
From my understanding, they pay a certain amount of money, and the more money, the bigger the channel you get your ads on.
Right.
So Coke was like, whoa, our video's on something with like Nazi stuff. Buy YouTube. And then YouTube was like, money. And so then they cracked down on everything. They were like, none of this, none of that, nothing that any advertiser might stop advertising for. So it's not even these advertisers being like, I don't want to be associated with a channel that swears. It's just YouTube going to Philip DeFranco and being like, you have a great following and you have a great channel, but you say the S word sometimes. Goodbye.
Because he would say, he calls everyone a beautiful bastard at the beginning of their video. And like, I remember he's like, I can't say that anymore.
So I'm just not going to monetize
It's like,
myself.
Philly D, relax.
Well, on Filmjoy, Movies with Mikey, he just did his top 5 movies of the year, and he talked about Black Klansman. And like, he had to whisper one of the K's for KKK.
Yeah.
And he's like, because I might get demonetized if I say
Yeah.
it.
You can't even make the censorship
So
sound now.
touchy.
Sorry, cut you off.
Are you
there.
serious?
Yeah, no, if you go like, oh, what the beep, YouTube now registers that as an official demonetization, like hot button. So now people like censor their stuff with just like random sounds, like the
I
squeaking.
use a squeaky toy.
Well, I mean,
We have a clip that I haven't finished yet.
Mm-hmm.
We just had a convention guy just get real stupid and start insulting other conventions, and then the next day asked us to take it down. So I kept that clip
as blackmail.
no.
and so like every time he says another convention's name or like a place that might associate him with something or some other place, I put in Dwayne The Rock Johnson from one of his appearances on Raw, where he like makes the diesel sound and he goes and so it's just like all these clips of like, and so I said the guy from
In case you guys were concerned, even with all the Nazi stuff and all that, you know how many subs PewDiePie is currently sitting at?
19 million?
No.
19?
19? He's at like 60.
He's at 82 million.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I have 123.
Opinions
'cause
May
I'm
Vary
paying
has
taxes.
18 or something like that, last I knew.
we're under 30.
Lauren's the big basket case here. She's got that shmoney, that ass sense.
Not yet. We're
I was
close.
number
We're close.
859. That's what's up. And I was number 124. That's
Thanks.
what's up. Yeah.
Speaking of like the
Nice.
YouTube thing,
Thank you.
Yeah, we should probably give you guys a moment or two to we've been talking about the YouTubes, and people only know your first names. So it might be a little difficult, but Where are you guys at?
My YouTube, all my socials, I'm pretty sure are just Glamorous Massacre. I don't think, on YouTube there's a space in between them, but on Instagram it's just all one word.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a Facebook page, but it's not.
Facebook sucks.
Yeah.
It's dead. It died.
But yeah, my Instagram is definitely the most poppin' social media for me.
It's where the most tea is.
Most tea is on Instagram.
Yeah, facts though. I'm Killa Kae on most platforms, and by most I mean the important ones such as Instagram and YouTube. That's KILLA KAE. I know, so creative. Also so edgy. You can tell I made it when I was in high school, and I want to rebrand so bad, but I don't know to what. On Twitch, actually, when I do occasionally stream, it's KDZ. Yeah, just because you can see the person I've become, where I'm just everything's a joke in my head. I'm like, oh, call me KDZ. I didn't mean to insinuate plugs there. I was just gonna backtrack to the what you plan to do with YouTube question, just because I think it's an interesting one, especially in this time, and how you said doing makeup outside of that and everything, and having to pick up freelance jobs. Right now I do weddings and stuff here and there. I do just someone sends me a message or an email and they're like, hey, I have this event, do my makeup for money, and I'm like, sick, cool. I actually don't enjoy doing makeup on other people that much,
me either.
Outside of effects makeup. I effects makeup with the airbrush is pleasant to me, but having to do beauty makeup on people, I'm like, I'm doing this for money and it's not that much for joy. And I feel with YouTube there's this big thing right now, not it's dying down, but there used to be taboo to say you want to make a career out of YouTube,
right?
And I've just gotten to the point where I'm like, yeah, I know people make money doing this, and I want to make money doing this because it's something I enjoy and it's something I can make money on, so why not both?
Try?
Yeah, right. Big goal would to become I would love to have my own makeup brand one day, and I think the key to doing that would be having a good following, so I know if I invest in it, I'll have people being like, yeah, I'll support it as long as it's good stuff.
Don't come up with merch before you have a following. Exactly.
I don't want to have...
Right, exactly.
I don't want to be making a video a month and then being like, hey guys, I made lipsticks, and have people be like, okay, that's cool. I have $2, and I'll be like, shoot, played myself. And then, I don't know, working on big movies and indie films would be cool for cool. Monster makeup, personally.
I know a guy who's done that a couple times.
She said big movies, Jayare.
She also said indie.
Okay, yeah, that's true. Yeah.
I had an indie in there.
I've done a few indie things.
Yeah.
I think Alex has his next question.
I don't want to cut you guys off.
I feel bad. I talk a lot.
This is why we're here.
Okay, cool. JR asked Alex, he's like, we need someone who doesn't shut the fuck up. Alex
I don't really feel like talking this week. Can you?
Alex was like, I know the two. I can't get them to shut up for this rookie season. Just across the room, Lauren and I are screaming. We're like, I'm an adult bee. And I just see Alex's grimace from across the room, and I'm like, oh, ducks under the table.
What's that from?
No.
What's that from?
Nope.
I know that reference.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing. The two of them are as bad as me and Brett. So.
Yeah, it's different generations.
It really is. Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny you should compare us to him and Brett.
Where the one day me and Brett were out to do New York Comic Con or something else, they dressed up as us.
Beards and all.
Did I ever see a picture of that?
Aprons. I had Brett's exact glasses, just like that.
I had Alex's
It was just
arm.
a Jesus beard and had a mustache. But
I don't think I ever saw that.
I have pictures of it.
We're gonna discuss this after.
If you check one of Lauren's Instagram, the permanent stories, whatever that's called.
Yes.
Yeah, it's in there.
Mm-hmm. It's under the Fright Fest highlights.
Fright Fest, yeah. It's a ways back.
It's so good.
One of the things I really dig is how positive the two of you are, and how you give credit and you share things and you're psyched about other people and other artists. There's always been a lot of competition throughout the old days of things, and even just how products are made or how people do things, occasionally they've always been a secret. It's this is my technique, it's my thing, I can do it, no one else can do it, and I'm going to hide it, and now I'm the only one that can make money off it, or I'm the only one that'll get work to do the thing. And what we're seeing a lot more now is saying, I'm doing this makeup, and I got this look from so-and-so, here's their link, here's what they make. Or even when someone else tries it and they link you guys, you say, look what someone else did, and it's cool that they were inspired by something I had made, and I'm going to share them as well. And what I rarely see now is like, look at someone who messed up my face. Like, I did a really good tutorial and like they destroyed it. And you know, I don't see that from either of you.
Mm-hmm.
And even like Dee Dee just did one of yours. Okay.
That was cool.
Oh,
was
I
fun.
freaked out when I saw it. I was like sobbing in my room. I was like, someone liked something I did.
Is this something that you consciously like kept in mind as you went into it, or is it just, you know, you're in a good community and you want to make it better?
It's just not something that's never come to mind for me to do. You know what I mean? I've never like felt threatened by anyone else. I don't know. I guess it's kind of just I'm confident in what I do, and what someone else does doesn't really threaten me that much.
Wow, weird flex, but okay. Coming full circle. I was definitely an insecure little shit when I started off doing things like this, and I was like, I want to make it big, and I would see people doing things better than me, and I was definitely just like hard on myself about it.
It's the best thing I've ever seen in my life.
Thank you.
Oh, thanks.
I just found the picture.
That's
Yeah.
fine. All right.
I'm just diving in there.
That's okay.
Continue. I apologize.
No, that's fine. But still, I was like, I can respect like when someone's doing something good, and I'd see something, I'd be like, okay, I want to try that. And it was always still, I never wanted to be that person who took someone else's work and took credit for it. And then it really did just start evolving into being like, seeing people get excited even when I was like 16 and just like doing their cut and scratch and being like, wow, look what Bonnie Corbin did. And then she was like, I don't know. I feel like I started off as such a little shitball, and then I was like, oh wow, I'm surrounded by good people. And then I was like, oh, I love everyone in this community. oh, look how good so-and-so is. I turned just from like shitty, angry little brother to like proud mom.
Yeah. Like the other day I had someone, I was scrolling through my feed, and I think she had like 20,000 followers. And I was scrolling through my feed and took my exact look. Exactly what I did.
Oh yeah.
And I didn't even comment or like it, nothing.
No credit?
Nothing.
Oh.
No credit, nothing. I was just like, I don't know, I just didn't care though. I was just like, you want to be that kind of artist, go ahead, be it. But
someone
you're not gonna
will
succeed.
eventually call you out on it, and that's like the solace in the fact is like, it's a small enough community where if something gets big enough, like people are gonna see it and be like, wait a minute. Hold the phone.
See, I'd
Hold
be
my
petty.
tea.
I'd be petty enough to comment and go, "You're welcome."
Yes.
Yeah.
I've done.
There
that
were
before.
slight differences, like there are some people that will do like very slight differences to be like, okay, that's mine now. You know what I mean? But it wasn't theirs.
It's like Queen and Vanilla Ice. It's like, come on, Vanilla Ice.
Yeah,
You stole that.
We've talked about music before because, well, like we each, you know, we want to find a backing track.
Oh,
it's
right.
like, oh, right, royalty-free music. And like, I was like, what do you use? And like, I think you sent me one of your links, then I sent you one of my links. And I think each of us checked it and went, ugh. Just because I only really use stuff when I put together a best of episode, which is like a season ender or like a year of kind of thing.
Yep.
And it's just like the format of what I know we are and what we cover. And I lean towards a lot of like chiptune music, or like it's like something that could have been on a 16-bit video game. And that's just what I use because it's like upbeat enough or can be spooky enough or whatever. It'll fit us. Whereas like I don't want to use the generic guitar pling pling.
Yep.
That is
Guitar pling pling. is
Guitar
my
pling
favorite
pling.
way to explain it. Now here's Wonderwall. Guitar pling pling.
like if you hear it, you'll know you've heard it in a dozen other places.
Yeah.
So like, how much stress goes into like finding out something that's right, or something that might fit that look for the day, or has it become like a regular thing for your channel?
For per music, are you saying like what I would use in a video? Like how I decide what music to use behind my video?
Yeah.
It depends on like what the type of video is. Like if I'm doing an entertainment comedy video where it's like more about the comedy and not really the makeup, I tend to go for something that feels more not necessarily upbeat, but feels with like the mood of it, which is like comedy. Where if I'm doing a makeup tutorial, a lot of the music that I would put behind it is like more chill music. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just like, I guess, guitar bling bling. Like, but not like
guitar pling pling.
Guitar
Guitar
bling
pling,
bling. Like chill.
Do you have like one source, or do you Do you pull from a couple places?
I just use like the popular royalty-free YouTube ones because that's how I know how to download music is off of YouTube. Honestly,
we go to Incompetech,
and
I haven't tried that one.
Yeah, it's got a lot of like short clips that you can just like string together and make. So like usually I'll pull a 3-minute clip of something and just make that become an hour somehow. I can't remember the guy's name. I should look that up.
Yeah,
it's usually one per someone McLeod, Kevin McLeod. Yeah, it's usually Kevin McLeod stuff that we use.
Yeah, I think I used a couple of his songs.
I know who that is.
Yeah?
I feel like I've pulled a few, well, let me rephrase. I know for a fact, I used to almost exclusively use no copyright sounds on YouTube because my biggest YouTube inspiration when I first started was hands down Glam and Gore, Mikey. Like, her editing style, her content, her personality was everything I wanted to be. So, of course, I, like, emulated that as best as I could, and when I didn't know what to do, like, I would look at her videos and be like, well, how does she edit this process? Does she time lapse? Does she jump cut at this process? Does she just play it and let it go and just let it run in silence and bring the music up? And I realized for music, she was always using no copyright sounds. And I was like, oh, all right, I'll use that. It's like a lot of like, I don't want to call it trap, but it's a lot of like bassy, like, why am I forgetting the word? Like Dead Mouse, Skrillex style. Like, I can't remember how.
Dubstep.
Yes,
More
dubstep, drum step, like a little bit of vaporwave vibes here and there, which I like. But recently, as I've been like rebranding my channel and like becoming more of my own artist, I've started using more like I've just been going to YouTube and searching farther and deeper into like royalty free music and trying to find something that fits the vibe of the video, whether it be like a more chill one or like for my more like scary horror-esque videos, I like go and I find like no copyright, like just straight horror music to play in the background. I've started putting a lot more just effort and time into it myself and just scrounging everything. And I recently found that I actually like some of the music in YouTube's library, which was pleasantly surprising. And there's this one artist called Bad Snacks. And I love her music because it's just very vaporwavy with a tinge of like the 8-bit like classic video game style to it. And so for like my recent video, it was like a pastel makeup base, and I was like, perfect.
It's the little things.
Oh yeah.
So we're a little over. On
Oh yeah.
Oh sorry.
Oh yeah. I was
no,
checking the time and I was like, we might be a little over, but
yeah, we are. I'm still not done though. Can we?
Feel free to cut apart answers.
So, what kind of decisions do you make while tracking your analytics? Because the one of the few times I actually saw it mentioned was one of Simone Hirsch's videos. When at some point she's like, yeah, my audience is mostly men from this age to this age, which she thought was kind of confused because like she's a woman making robots. And like she's a female
shitty robots.
She's shitty robots. But like she does a lot of fun stuff and she's an engineer and she's super smart and like she makes some really cool stuff. Brian's Back was her latest video.
I know.
That sucks.
Yeah. Brian is her brain tumor.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I
just
hated the
assumed
way
it
we
was a
said
boy.
all together.
But like she really owned it. Now she like styles her hair. She doesn't hide the scar in her head or anything. And like she just went ahead and said it because also another as time goes by, is this something that you hide that is secret information to you, or just go, yeah, for some reason my age group isn't girls 13 to 20, even that's what I'm aiming for,
Right.
I
would say it's kind of different on YouTube. I do have a little bit more male than on Instagram. I have about 85 to 90% female. And even when I do an ad, like a Facebook ad, but I roll it onto Instagram because I don't have like anyone on Facebook, I always put on Instagram. But like the Facebook ad manager is like really good ads to like post. I always make it like I don't mean to like exclude anyone, but I always do it female 13 to like 30 because that's who my audience is. And my demographic has recently gotten much younger because when Shane Dawson reposted my picture, he has a much younger audience, I would assume.
Yeah.
He has a much younger audience, but it's not. I feel like it's kind of good to have a younger audience because they have so much time. They have all the time in the world to watch your videos over and over and over again.
The money is in the kids. Rip the kids apart.
But
show them the dead bodies.
I would say your demographic is good to really watch, and also how long people are watching your videos for, because my retention time is really hard to keep like high. Like I had a video I did that's like 10 minutes, and you can keep them for maybe like a good 3 to 4 minutes. And then I did a video, my last video, that was 4 minutes, and my retention time was 20 seconds. And I was like, what do you want from me?
I swear, no matter what it is, they see the timeline, and once they get like a fifth through, they're like, okay, I'm done. Like, and I'm like,
why?
yeah.
1/5.
And that's a lot. It's like
It's
back
so-
to the editing. To keep attention, like, I feel like the jump cuts are more attention grabbing at this point, unless you have someone who's like really looking for like good quality editing. Otherwise, they're like, I like Fortnite. I like jumping and yelling. That's why.
Did you notice I just did a 2-part series on Fortnite?
I saw that. Yep.
I told Jayare about that too.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
Gotta do what you gotta do. I had fun doing it.
When I started seeing Fortnite themed ASMR videos, I was like, okay, it's everywhere, and they're getting like millions of hits.
How do ASMR videos, what's their retention time? I gotta know. It's probably great. People go to sleep.
Oh yeah, it's hours.
I need to do makeup.
Speaking from experience,
Go to sleep
I fall
with
asleep to that
ASMR,
shit.
So
Yeah.
And I get woken up by ads for Bird Box. I don't want that when I'm trying to relax. Anyways, I ruined it. Retention time.
I did that to my mom's body, but whatever.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. The joke came to my head.
Ruined it?
Yeah. No filter, just the pop filter. It's like Fright Fest all over again. My eval this season was like, says things she shouldn't. And I was like, you damn right.
My eval was good. I'm just saying.
All right,
Weird flex. But I'm just saying. I got 1-4, and I was like, that's cool.
Sorry, off topic.
This is the best shit I've ever
JR, we're over time. Us. Anyways, evals at local theme park redacted.
Krista's listening. Like,
Chris is like,
that I worked at 13 years ago.
One of the things that's fun is explaining to Jayare how much skill and technique things take. We had on a guy named Drew. He does Corey Press. He does these.
His name's not Corey. It's Drew.
I paused because I almost called him Corey.
Yep.
And he did an episode with us a while ago. He's from Salem, and he does the
me
carvings that like you roll the ink thing on, then you got to press it to stuff.
oh, lithography.
Yeah,
Sure.
yes.
Yeah, I did that in high school.
Yeah,
sure.
a lot of us took that art class.
Yeah.
And so, but like then you got to flip it over. And so I'm trying to explain. So like everything he's doing in the negative. So you carve out the negative. And then you also have to like flip it left, right, or up to whatever. And so like if you make an alphabet or letters or a sentence or anything, all these letters are backwards.
Yeah, I made all my Christmas cards backwards.
And so
Yeah, what you don't think about is when you paint yourself, you have to
Right.
write the words backwards.
exactly.
No one noticed. No one even realizes that. When I tell them, they're like,
Flips
"Ooh."
video. I just flipped the video. I'm like, damn it.
So you got to look at yourself in 2 mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah. I just
Yes.
try to look down and I'm like, wait, I'm still upside down.
So to watch the video of either of them looking in a mirror, or if you're recording on a camera, you might be looking at the screen or whatever, and now you're drawing backwards on yourself, which is really fun.
I
to
can't
watch.
draw forwards, let alone on myself or backwards.
And it's not even like with a pen or a marker. It's the thing that you have to keep like putting more material on and coming back to. Yeah.
Yeah.
If we have already confirmed that I could not do this.
Now do it with one eye closed because you put a prosthetic over
Right,
it.
of course. There's a baseball in your face.
The last look I actually did was the first look that I edited the text in.
Yeah.
It was the first time I ever did that, and it was just because, like, I wanted him to see it. I wanted him to repost it. I needed him to follow me. Like, I needed it to be perfect, and there was no room for
We're not messing
making
around
the
here.
E the right way. So-
I hate E's.
So-
E's make me second guess myself. E's, Q's, and P's for some reason I'm like, and G's, I'm like,
Q's are hard, but there's not normal times where I use Q's that much.
yeah.
I mean, unless I'm writing Queen.
Except for my name, I guess. But that's okay.
Except for the silent Q and K. My name is actually spelled Qkae.
But yeah, I added
Yeah,
it in.
uh,
But I put it in the bio.
Quay.
Sorry. I put
No.
it in the bio, and I said, I edited the text in because I didn't want anyone to drag me by my wig.
Because they will. They'll be like, your eyes are edited. I'm like, I'm sorry. Were my eyes supposed to be painted? Or could I just put in these cool color filters?
Oh, okay. I was going to address this after we finished.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Because at work one day,
Yes.
before we're on the clock,
You said something to me.
it was 2 years ago.
Yep. I was my Pennywise look.
Yeah, no, it was your it look.
Wait.
Your it look.
Oh. Okay.
Lauren starts her video. She's like, so I'm going to be painting it from it. I'm like, his name is Pennywise.
I didn't watch the movie before.
And then like in the still that was, the promo, the title for the
Yeah,
image.
yeah.
Thumbnail.
Yes, thank you.
She gets it back.
One of us is good at this.
Thumbnail.
And like her eyes were shaded or colored or whatever.
To make
And-
my eyes look sick. It was pink.
And then I watched a video and she never does anything with her eyes. And I was like, oh, it's not part of the tutorial. So all I did was like one day at work, I was like, hey, just off the clock, we just want to have a chat. Your videos are cool and I dig them, but here's my feeling and here's like, I wasn't supposed to be like
I have
advice.
some notes.
Yeah, it was just like, here's my thought on
Okay,
it.
Eric.
If you have a thing included in your thumbnail of your finished look, but it's not something that you did that you
Included.
can't teach, maybe just state that.
Right.
And it wasn't like, you're doing this wrong. It was
That
just
scared me through my microphone. That scared me through my headphones.
It was just, you don't have to listen to me.
Yeah.
I'm just some old douchebag. You can do whatever you want. It's your channel.
Yeah.
But I've seen like your Bird Box one.
I definitely edited my eyes.
But you said so.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that gave me a moment of like, Brett, look, she listened to me.
Proud
I'm
dad,
smart.
Proud dad.
It's just like I could either edit my eyes or I could spend $300 on a really nice pair of contacts to put it in the video for people to know that I did this to my eyes. Or I could just say it and spend nothing on it because I'm good at editing.
Literally, there's free apps in the App Store where I can turn my eyes like crystal clear or pink.
I mean, they're not going to be in the video,
Yeah.
but the most important aesthetic is Instagram.
Yeah.
So that's really where it's most important to have your picture perfectly edited. And I edited my picture with Photoshop actually. My last look I did, and I didn't do anything like crazy to it. I just used the like filters and stuff like that, like saturation and contrast and stuff like that. And it was so much different than using just a free app on your phone. I was like, whoa,
Quality?
why is this
It's
still
not
good?
grainy?
Because like a lot of times if you edit your picture on an app on your phone, the quality of the picture goes down.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize that until I edited in Photoshop, and I was like, this still is great quality.
Or there's like a logo you got to crop out of the corner or something.
Yeah. Yep.
Really? I didn't.
If you use like photo grid.
You're talking about. I thought you were talking
like
about
a-
Photoshop.
No.
Yeah.
So I can be like, click.
Yep. When that first started popping up on Photogrid, I was like, if I have to pay for this free app, I'm gonna be
Delete.
very upset. Yeah, right. Because I'm a piece of shit.
Same.
We are a little over. We should probably end. As sad as it is, you both have been a lot of fun, and it's nice to finally put faces to the names because I hear about all the shit that you give Alex all throughout the season.
We didn't give him enough this episode.
And it-
I'm sorry.
And it makes
contract.
it makes me laugh because we all respect and admire each other. Go and check out the YouTubes and Instagrams and smash that follow button. Right? Is that how you do it?
Smash it.
Smash
Obliterate.
that. Just
Snap its
annihilate.
neck.
Just
Murder its
extinct
family.
that subscribe button. A lot of fun. Thank you both so much for coming on. This is a good time.
Thanks for having us.
Now I have to go start my editing process. Would you guys talk about like, oh, it takes like 10 hours? I get home and I'm like, oh god, the next half hour is gonna suck.
I mean, I'm a freelance editor, guys. I'm just gonna toss that out there.
But yeah, I have to go start my arduous process of exporting the episode and then uploading it to a website and writing 10 words. So that's my sacrifice that I make to the art, and
You're so brave.
coming up on 7 years. But I believe, yeah, that's going to do it. I think we've gone on long enough, and I'm rambling, so that's a good sign that we're done. Until next time, I have been JR,
I'm Alex.
I'm Lauren.
I have been Kae.
and this has been episode 358 of Opinions May Vary.